to welcome all of you to the official ribbon cutting ceremony of the Elizabeth Ruth Hennessy Field. Accompanying to me today at half field is Mayor Conley from the Borough of Madison, Elizabeth Ruth Hennessy, head women's soccer coach, Associate AD Kristen Giada, Ian, our FDU Devil and #1 fan, and President Chris Capuano and his wife, Sue. This wonderful new asset for FDU Athletics will be home to our women's field hockey team, as well as our men's and women's lacrosse and soccer teams. We couldn't ask for a more beautiful day. And because, as you can see, the field also includes an 8-lane track, FDU Athletics has been able to add men's and women's track and field, increasing our NCAA Division III sport to 23 sponsored sports. On behalf of the past, current, and future student athletes, we thank the Hennessy family for their generous gift and unwavering support. We are forever grateful for Elizabeth Ruth Hennessy Field, and we look forward to making many memories on this field that will be cherished for a lifetime. Again, thank you for your investment to FDU Athletics and our future. At this time, I would like to have President Capuano come to the mic to say a few words.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Florham Campus, to Homecoming 2021, and to this very special dedication of the Elizabeth Ruth Hennessy Field. So Ed Hennessy also, unfortunately, is not with us today, and his daughter Beth is here. His niece Michelle is here, I believe, out with all of you. And there are other family members here as well. So this is very much their day, our day, because they are truly a part of our family. So I want to actually begin with a big shout out to Mr. Hennessy. Thank you, Mr. Hennessy, for your generous support of FDU. Thank you, everyone. I want to take a few minutes to say some things about our strategic plan. And I promise only a few things, otherwise we'll be here until it gets dark. So, as I think most of you know, we've been, and still are, in fact, in the middle of a pandemic. In the past 18 months have not been easy. They've been a challenge for everyone, for every one of us, frankly, in different ways. But FDU has been, until about a month ago, for the most part, closed. Our campuses have been closed. Yes, some students were living here during the past 18 months. Most of our students were also taking classes remotely. Thank you, Sue. But the campuses, for the most part, were not open. That all changed about a month ago when we did reopen the campuses. And in August, our student athletes came back to a very big surprise. Actually, a few surprises, a couple of which you see here. Not only this magnificent field, which, as Jen said, will allow us to add not 2, but 4 additional sports technically, but also across the way, and we're going to be doing the ribbon cutting for that field in 2 weeks, I believe, is a brand new baseball park. So if you get a chance today, wander over that way. You're going to be pleasantly surprised. As beautiful as this field is, that one is equally beautiful. And I will tell you, is the best Division III baseball park in the state. I know them all, and there are a few Division I programs that have facilities that are as nice as these right now. So these were terrific, tremendous accomplishments during a very difficult period. So while we were closed, we were able to get these projects and many more projects done. And I know because many people have called me, Mr. Mayor, and have said, what's going on at FDU? If you drive by now on Madison Avenue, this place looks very different. Not only the fields, but we have a beautiful new fence line along Madison Avenue. On the corner of our property, we have a magnificent monument sign. I don't live too far from here now, so I intentionally drive by here at night because I like the way it looks. I like to see the monument sign illuminated. I've told our folks in facilities, let's get those lights on the press box on the baseball field on soon. I believe they're on now. If you haven't noticed already, when you drive by here, you can't miss the fact that we are going through a major transformation at this institution, the beginning of which we're just getting started with. So make note of that. I also want to say something that I know Mr. Hennessy may not be aware of, but he's going to be very happy about. Because I don't know that there's a more proud FDU alumnus than your dad, Mr. Hennessy. He lets me know that every time I meet with him. Well, this was also a strategic outcome, and I'm happy to say we achieved it. And that was to focus on our ranking in U.S. News and World Report, which I'm sure you know, many families, when they look to select a college to send their daughter or son to, they consult. They look at U.S. News and World Report. Well, we've always had a reasonably good ranking. We're a regional university in the northern part of the country, and our ranking has always hovered around 70, 80 out of about 130 or so schools that are ranked. Make note of the fact many schools are not even ranked, so we've always been ranked. But one of our goals was to become a top 50 college or university in the North region. And we sought out to do that in just 5 years. When I became president in 2016, our ranking was 83. Last year, we were ranked 50. So technically, we made the top 50. But I jokingly said, well, we're not in the top 50 until we're in the top 50, not at 50. So despite all the challenges this year, this past 18 months, we managed to improve our ranking even further, and it was just released recently. FDU is now ranked 44th, number 44 in U.S. News and World Report northern area of the country. So that's quite an accomplishment. Think about that. It's almost 100% increase. We went from 83 to 44 in just 5 years. So I won't tell you how we did that because I don't want you to go and tell other schools, and then they'll know our recipe. But that was the result of a lot of hard work on the part of many people. I could say so much more, but I want to say a few things about the Hennessy's. Sue and I have been very fortunate to get to know the Hennessy's in the time that I've been president. Actually, we got to know them a year before I became president, and I would say one of our greatest fortunes is we got to meet Ruth Hennessy, Beth's mother and Ed's wife of 64 years. They were living at the time in Palm Beach, Florida, where Beth and Ed still have a home. And I called Ed and I said, listen, I want to take you and Ruth to dinner. And they were well in their 80s. And they said to me, great. And I said, well, Ed, you pick a time. I'm thinking he would tell me 5:30. He says 8:30. I said, are you kidding me? He said, no, 8:30. 8:30 is fine. Well, we had the most magnificent dinner, right, Sue? That evening in Palm Beach. What is
Renato's.
it, Worth? Renato's on Worth Avenue, right, Worth Street. We closed the place. We were the last people in there.
Because my mother wanted dessert.
Because Beth's mom wanted dessert. I said, of course you can have
And
dessert.
everybody
But
knows my mother did that.
this dedication for me and Sue is as much about Ruth as it is Beth. So much so when I sat with Mr. Hennessy, Ed, and Ruth, and I said, we have to decide on what you want exactly the name to be. Now, it's good that Beth's middle initial is R, and that R stands for Ruth. So the suggestion we made, and I think it took Beth 2 milliseconds to say absolutely, was forget the R, let's write Ruth. So this is really a dedication not only to Beth, but to Ruth Hennessy, as you see depicted there beneath the scoreboard. Elizabeth Ruth Hennessy Field. So this is very, very special. I mean, one of the fortunes you have as a president, you get to meet a lot of very special people. Ed Hennessy and Beth Hennessy are very special people. They love, and I mean love, this university. They're benefactors many times over. Ed is a 7-figure benefactor. Not once, not twice, 3 times. Not just this field, but the building everybody knows on this campus, which we've referred to generally as the mansion, has been for a few years now, Hennessy Hall. And Ed, along with his family, and I see some of them here, and Ed's foundation, have also established a very generous scholarship fund, 7-figure endowed fund, which has already benefited countless students who would not have been able to come to FDU without that scholarship. I know many of those students. Some of them have gone on and have graduated, one in particular from our School of Pharmacy, and they're doing incredibly well. So, and I see Prudence here too from Tri-County. So the generosity that this family has provided to this university, to so many people in this region, countless people, is just incredible. So I want to say, Beth, this is a very special moment for me personally and for Sue. We're never going to forget this day, and I hope you come here often and you enjoy what you're going to see in a little bit here with our lady soccer team playing John Jay on the first match, right? The first match on this field, right, Jen?
We've got a couple. But
Okay, Jen says we've had a couple, but I'll declare the first official match. The first official match on this field, okay? So everyone enjoy today. Thank you very much for coming out. Your presence has made this even more memorable, and I look forward to chatting with, from a distance, with many of you individually throughout the day. Enjoy it, and thanks for bringing this beautiful weather too, by the way. Couldn't have been nicer. Thank you.
At this time, Beth, Coach Kristen Giada would like to present you first official number 21 jersey for the Elizabeth Ruth Hennessy Field. Woo!